Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Saturday night is Bose 831 Gaming, live on Twitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Once again, this is a continuation of my Farming Simulator 22 live stream series. This is episode 2 of the Silverrun Forest series, and this is the most recent expansion, the Platinum expansion for Farming Simulator 22 that released this previous Tuesday on November the 15th, and we are on the Silverrun Forest map. And again, this is the second episode of that all-new series that we're starting up in. And we're picking up right from where we left off on the last episode. And again, guys, if you're new to this, I am too. And I'm literally coming into this one like cold turkey. This is pretty much almost a start from scratch. What you see in my bank account, $94,715. We started on a new farmer. New farmer normally defaults to the easy difficulty. The easy economy, I should say, which equates to difficulty. But I always change it to normal. Once I'm in the game, I like to get the new farmer equipment and play, with the starting equipment that you get in the new farmer mode. But I like to play with the normal economic difficulty. And first of all, let's get the heads up display back, because I'm going to need it for this series. So, excuse me, not the heads up display, but the help window. And I've been doing a little bit off camera here and watching some other YouTubers and just some different information about the expansion and the maps and just how to use some of the equipment and everything in there, because again, this Silverrun Forest map, as the name implies, this is a forestry based map, and yes, you can farm on this map, but the emphasis of the focus is heavily forestry based. But anyway, while I was kind of watching some of those videos, I did run across some information on the location of one or two of the collectibles that are on the map. And here we go right here. This is my first collectible. This map has 20 collectibles. You can kind of see that information here if you go into the settings menu and go up to, where is it at? Statistics. And where are we at? It is over to your right. It's third item up from the bottom, the collectibles collected. You see right now it shows 020. Oh, it also tracks number of roller coaster rides. Interesting, that's new. And number of forestry missions completed, which I have 2. That's tracking, that's new. Let's see, trees planted, trees cut down. I don't know if that was there before either. 25, trees planted, 0. Years played. AI workers currently hired. Just some very useful information there. It looks like we've had some new additions with the Platinum expansion, some new categories added to the statistics page that I did not even realize was there. Well, that's pretty cool. But anywho, here's my first collectible on this map. We got they appear to be like the collectibles on this map are different wooden statues of different animals and whatnot. But let's see if we go up here to it, and you see where it says collect, and I hit the left joystick button and I can collect it, and it says collectible. Local museum is planning an exhibit of carved wood sculptures. Due to a profound misunderstanding, these sculptures have been scattered throughout the entire region. You can help by gathering all 20 of them. You found the all sculpture, just 19 more to go. And now if we go back to the statistics screen, Collectibles collected is now 1 of 20. So that's the first one. As we kind of do some things on the map, we'll probably kind of move around and we'll grab a few more, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get them necessarily, but if I come across them while I'm doing what I do on the map in my normal gameplay, we'll definitely pick them up. And notice that my bank account got a nice little hit there, because each collectible that you collect adds a bonus to your bank account. So now we got $100,000 there, so we're at 144,715 now, $144,715. So that's great. So that gives us a little bit more money here to get started. And I think what I want to do, let's first of all take a look at our situation today. Let's go to our farmland view. Okay, hold on. And this is the property that we currently own right here. We have fields 32, 33, and 36. We don't own any farms, but we can probably work a few farming contracts. There's only 3 or 4 fields here. No, actually 3. 26, 27, and 39 are your farms. What I probably want to look at doing here, let's see, 41, because we're going to need to get some property as soon as possible so we can get some certain productions going, because we're going to need them. Let's see, 41 and 42 probably are the 2 other additional properties we want to look at, so we can, because we're going to need to purchase some additional property so that we can put down some production chains in order to achieve some goals that are set on the map, because there's a couple of things here that we're going to need to work towards. One, let's go over to the roller coaster, which I did show off on the original episode, but the roller coaster requires a few different elements in order to get it going. It's going to take a lot of effort and time to get it everything that it needs so we can get it operational. You see here we need 6,000 wood beam, 4,000 planks, 2,496 long planks, 480 liters of metal, 200 liters of floor tiles, 2,016 liters of staircase railing. Some of these items require metal. Metal can be produced from the iron ore. We have an iron ore mine that's on the map, but the player will have to collect that ore and bring it to a production. Well, here, let's go to the help menu, and the help menu can probably walk us through it a little bit better than I'm explaining it here. So we go to, and let's go down where we're at. Loading machines, Silverrun Forest, roller coaster. See, here it is. The roller coaster is a big project of the town of Silverrun Forest and therefore cannot be purchased. The construction requires prefab walls, metal, floor tiles, long planks, and wooden beams, chairs, barrels, buckets, planks, shingles, staircase railings, and tables to be finished. Deliver these resources to the roller coaster to start building it. Once the construction is completed, be sure to book a ride. But there's certain things as far as like the metal production, that production chain buildings that have to be purchased and placed on the map in order to produce some of those different elements, including some of the other elements. So there's a lot of buildings that we have to place because we want to get the metal production going, and so I got to work towards getting that property so I could place the production chain building for the metal production, and get that process started as soon as possible because I'm playing solo. It's going to take some time to get all the materials together to produce enough metal for that for the production that's required for the roller coaster. Um, let's see, for the boatyard, let's see what we need here. More pre-placed buildings for your pleasure. The boatyard can be purchased. So we can buy the boatyard. We can't buy the roller coaster, but we can buy the boatyard. If there is no owner, it acts as a normal selling station. If you're the owner, be sure to bring your captain's hat. The boatyard requires wood beams, planks, floor tiles, metal, and fabric. Once the boat is finished and launched, the owner of the boatyard gets paid. If another farm owns the boatyard, you can still help by delivering resources, but you need to talk to the boatyard's owner to get paid. So we don't. So we definitely want to look at doing the boatyard at some point. But again, that we got to make some more money or find some more collectibles before we can get into that. I'll say now here's the mine shaft. This ties into the metal production. A new production building. The mine shaft will help you expand your production chain. The mine is working permanently and cannot be purchased, so that's another one that can't be purchased. Iron ore is what I was alluding to earlier. The iron ore is collected in a heap next to it that everyone has access to. And that's saying everyone as far as like if we're playing multiplayer, but since this is a solo playthrough, it's just going to be everyone is me. The iron ore can be refined further at the iron furnace. This produces metal which can be used in other productions. And that's where we got to put, that's the production chain building that we're going to have to purchase in place along with the land for that production. Same thing with the fabric. There are no prefab animal pins on the map. There's also no what do you call it? I'm about to say animal shop on this map, but you know, to start out with. So your animals, you're gonna have to pay delivery fees for any animal pins that you place down on the map because there is no animal shop built into this map. All right, hydraulic breaker. Hammer time. All over this area, mighty boulders dot the forest. Use the hydraulic breaker to crush the rocks located on your farmland and the pebbles. These can be collected and sold at the debris crusher. And the debris crusher is also right nearby the mine shaft. It's on that same little piece of property. And we've already run some of these missions, but new missions. There's a new mission type, the Deadwood mission. The owner of the forest hill will hire, the owner of the forest will hire you to cut down dead trees on their land. Once the mission is accepted, an area where you can find the dead trees will be marked on the map. Furthermore, the specific trees are marked with a exclamation point so that you know which are the correct ones. Be careful not to cut down any unmarked trees, otherwise you will be penalized. Once you cut down a mission tree, you can sell it to earn some additional money. The money's not that much. It's not really worth it. Make sure to sell all trees before collecting your mission reward, as the forest owner will take care of this otherwise. A second new mission type is a transport mission. You're hired to transport felled trees to the southern sawmill. The pickup points can be anywhere on the map. Be careful not to deliver them to the wrong destination, as you're responsible for any damages. Haven't run one of those yet. Maybe we'll pick one up tonight. Finally, there are rock removal missions, where it is your task to destroy the marked rocks in a specified area. For this, you require a hydraulic breaker attachment for a skid steer loader. Watch out to only destroy the marked boulders, as you receive a penalty otherwise. Also have not rolled any of those type of missions yet, so maybe we may run one tonight. So let's get into it. We're going to go right at it. Let's just go ahead and go right to our contracts and see what we have. And we're trying to make as much money as possible. So looks like we have one of the tree transport missions. Let's see here. That's farmland 10, and that's $15,950. So if we accept that contract, that goes to active. In fact, we'll do both of these tree transport contracts. Actually, accept them all. Alright. Well, it only lets me do We have a limit of active contracts. We can only have 3 active at one time. All right, now let's go back to the help menu here. Tree transport. Oh yeah, I see why they did that. So let's go to the map, 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 and see what we got here. It may not have been the best idea to do all 3 at one time. There's the tree transport location 1 right there. So what do we need? We have a tractor here. Oh no, that's the log transport. So we own that bad boy too. See, did not know that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. When we came in on the original episode, we went through all the owned equipment that we have, but there's also a few additional pieces of equipment that don't show up in our own equipment on this map that we do have access to. If we tab through the vehicles here now, you can see them. These are 2 pieces of equipment that are used with the iron ore mine. This is the Volvo. Let me get back in it here now. The Volvo DR631, which is basically like a trailer type, tractor trailer type, literally part tractor, part trailer. And then we have the Volvo LM841, which is basically a front loader machine. And I don't think let's go back here to our own items. These don't show up in our own items, but we do have access to these pieces of equipment as well. They're just part of the map, I guess. But in order to have them to show up in my vehicles, and like when I flip through the vehicles like I'm doing here now, for them to work that way, they weren't doing this at first when you first load into the map. In order to get them to work this way, you literally have to reset the vehicles. And once you reset the vehicles, then they show up when you tab between the vehicles. But why I'm bringing that up now is because I just noticed that we also have this forklift right here, this M50-4, and I'm wondering if it's going to be the same situation with it. So we're going to go ahead and do that now, just in case. This is just a theory. Yep, and there it is. Uh-oh. And I don't know where was it located at before I zapped it. Oops. Guess I should have made note of that as well. Alright, now where am I? Now we're going to drive the M50-4 back to where I zapped it from at the blazing speed of 50 miles an hour, so this is going to take a little bit, so my apologies. This is yet another thing I probably should have done off camera. But unfortunately, we're going to have to do it on camera now, since I'm already there. And there's your roller coaster over to the right. I think that's going to be really neat once we really get into it and get enough logs and other pieces of equipment going, so that we can see some of the progress with the roller coaster. The only thing that might be of great concern here is because I'm doing it solo, it may take me a longer amount of time to get enough materials, to that production for that project, so that we make progress in a shorter, or at least at a decent pace. Let's see, where are we at here now? Are we making any progress? Yeah, we're doing okay. And I think that this forklift is over in this area here. We're just going to drive it right back over an area where we made it disappear from. And I think this is the little lumber yards here on the map. A little lumber yard slash warehouse facility. And I think this is another one of those facilities we don't necessarily own, but we do have access to. But I don't know if like we have to buy the building or what in order to access certain functions of the building. But we'll check that out later at a later point in time. Right now we're just still trying to make a little bit of money here while we figure some of these things out. Alright, but that's good to know, because now when we tab through the vehicles, we have that vehicle as part of the vehicles that we have access to as well. But the other thing I wanted to point out about this iron mine here is the ore is being mined automatically. Unfortunately, having the ore mine here, we don't get the ability to mine ourselves as part of the gameplay experience. That happens automatically, but we can we do have access to the ore that is refined, and we can access it and take it to our production chains. But we do have to buy the property, buy the production chain, and then we can produce the metal. And we do have to haul the metal from the ore mining facility to our production. But we have access to it already. Alright, so there's that. Now, trying to see, how do we want to handle this log hauling contract? We're going to try give it a go with the existing equipment that we own. So, and that's probably going to be famous last words. Okay, where did the other little, okay. We'll go, I'm trying to optimize my time here. Looks like this one's closer, so we'll try the log hauling first, I think. I'm just trying to get the logistics together on where I need to be in order to do so. Okay, where are we at there? Getting around this map is a little crazy because there's a lot of little roads and twists and turns here. And the equipment that we have access to is not like the fastest equipment. But when it comes to logging, you're not going to be dealing with speedy equipment anyway. Alright, there's 2 deers. That's new. I think I kind of pointed this out in last week's, the last episode. At least when you see wild deer running around here in this heavily forested area, it seems more in place than it did in base game Farming Simulator 22, where it was kind of cool to see the deers running around, but to see as many as you did when you weren't always necessarily operating in heavily rural areas was a little out of place and could be, a bit jarring at times, depending on what farm or what map you were working. So let's see, where am I? This is gonna take some getting used to, brothers. Alright. So many roads, so many twists and turns. It's gonna take me some time and effort just to get to the logging site. this piece of equipment is not very fast. So I may end up having to opt for another setup here that involves better, or at least faster, well, both better and faster equipment. But right now, we're not in the money, so we're trying to work with what we already have. Although I probably could have just sold everything and then started from scratch, but I'm not so sure on the numbers if I'd be able to afford the things that I would need to buy, or I would want to buy. In some cases, because I haven't done that much forestry in Farming Simulator 22, I'm not exactly sure what to buy. Let's see here. This is slow moving. We'll get there eventually, boys and girls. But that 12 miles an hour, that's already not great. Alright, now we seem to have made a bit of a wrong turn, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, we need to go the opposite direction. Up here and around the little loop there. Man, this is this is pretty slow. Alright, so I'm gonna take this loop. Come back around. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna have to opt for something a little faster. This is not cutting it. And we're gonna have to sell this whole setup. This right here. 12 miles an hour is not Mr. Bose 831's happy place. Alright. And it goes even slower when you're driving across certain terrain, which is even more beautiful. Alright. Now how do we get across here? Because we do need to... Okay. Can I cross from here, or is it going to say the water too deep? That's that shallow. Oh, that's our roadway. Okay, good. So now we want to go... This is going a little bit crazy. See, I'm trying to get to the site. We're just trying to get to the work site. Once we get there, we'll have to see if this equipment will work for the job at hand. And Giants was definitely serious when they bragged about the number of trees on this map. This map has an incredible amount of trees. This is a serious forestry map. Alright, we're breaking it down to 7 miles an hour here now, so this is really moving along now. And we're going under the truss bridge here, which is beautiful. And we're still not at the work site just yet, but we're getting closer. You can see the icon over to my left there on the mini map heads up display. You just got to figure out how to get across and over. Looks like we got a little bridge here straight ahead. And that might be a ticket to paradise. See that billboard over there to your left as well. That appears to be another one of those dynamic billboards like you see on some of the base game maps. I wonder if that billboard will change from time to time depending on the day of the month. And does it display other types of advertisements or information, or is it static? Okay, where'd I go? Alright, so should we be able to go down this road? I think it is. Let's see. Yeah. Excuse me. This is literally like trying to put together pieces of a jigsaw puzzle and even trying to figure out where to go and how to get there. Some of these work sites, because the map is so extensively large. Alright, we're breaking it down to 11 as we go up the hill, 10 miles an hour. But we're pretty close now. And when the EI cars just zip by us like we're standing still, because we are standing still, it's just insane. Okay, looks like we're almost there. Guess I don't know if this vehicle is going to make it up the hill. Struggling to go. Okay. Here's our logs. Now, let's see if we can make this work. I'm not one of the best external crane operators. It's been a while. Alright, we need this. Right, side to side, side to side. Let's see here. Open the jaws. That's this turn. That's open and close. Then you want to go up and down. No, that's this is up. Oops. Oh, that's right. first candidate. No. Alright, that's it. That's the part that gets me. Need that. Up. Wrong. No, we need to come out. No, out. Swing it out. Right there. And then swing it to the side. Okay, I got you. You want to bring it over that way. And we want to bring it back in. Nope. Wrong direction. In. And we want to bring it over this way. Alright, she's doing too much dancing. Alright, no. Wrong direction. Down and up. That's brilliant. I want to do... No, don't let it go. Don't let it go. Alright, we want to do this. Yes. Okay, here's the deal. This is insane. And I don't have the patience for it. So here's what we're gonna do. I can do it, but it's gonna take too much time and effort. And because I know how to operate the claw, as you can see, but I'm just not that super efficient with it. Let's go here. We're gonna have to leave some equipment. Alright. So we want to in the past, but that was in 19 and not 22. I had some better experience with logs using a telehandler. Before I used this little number right here, the cheap Lieber, however you pronounce it. I think that's a Lieber, and I think we'll do that again today. We'll do the front guard bar. No, we don't need that. Beacon light, yes. Fenders, don't need that. All of that fancy stuff. We're gonna release the lever. And then we need the attachment for handling logs. So telehandler tools. Alright, where is it? That one. Yeah, we'll try the log fork. Release that. And then we need trailers for hauling logs. Let's see what the logging equipment, the forestry equipment gives us. have this guy, the M160. But really just all we need is just a basic small timber trailer. That one will do nicely for right now. Lease. And yeah. And we're probably going to sell this right here because this is not going to do what I need it to do for me, at least. Alright, so I'll grab the little Volvo tractor that we have and let's go to the shop, shall we? Alright, and where are we? And release it to the shop. Got to get all that stuff figured out. I hate that we got to go through these, but this is all part of the learning process here, where we try to get everything figured out. I'll do that. We're going to go to the shop and pick up the equipment that we just purchased. And in order to complete the contract, we need both things. Now, I have to see if there's a more efficient way for us to get to the work site, and there is. We can do it. Just stay on the road here. Just have to make sure we're going in the right direction. Yeah. Because traffic basically ignores that you exist. They really need to tweak that too, because the vehicles shouldn't get that close before they sense that other vehicles are in their path. They shouldn't have to, the AI or drone vehicles shouldn't have to run into other vehicles before they realize that there's other objects in their path. Alright, so this is a little bit faster. And again, my apologies that you're having to sit, excuse me, what's going on with my voice, that you're having to sit here and watch me drive to all these different locations. But unfortunately this is a live and not a YouTube video, so I don't have the luxury of doing jump cuts, so you're just going to have to kind of roll through this one with me here while we go to each of these sites. And part of the learning process here is, especially since I'm somewhat new to forestry, at least as far as Farming Simulator 22 is concerned, is learning, what's the right equipment or best equipment for the job according to, my comfort zone and my skill set. Because I could load the logs on the trailer with that Volvo loader that we have by default, but it would take an incredible amount of time and an incredible amount of patience, and I don't have either one of those at my luxury, so I'm gonna opt for doing it in a way that's a little more comfortable for me and a little more familiar. And believe me, the way that I'm about to show you how I do it now is definitely still not without its problems. I may still run into some other additional issues that I have not experienced before, but that's the way I know how to log, so we shall see. Alright, where we at? Still got a ways to go here. And it looks like the first hour of this video is basically going to be me trying to drive to the contract sites, unfortunately, but that's the nature of the beast tonight. I just have to comment on this map. I know it's basically you're still just looking at a bunch of trees at the end of the day, but it's still a very good looking map. There's a lot of views and vistas here, a lot of different things. So it's still a very beautiful map, even if it is just looking at a bunch of trees. Oh, what do we have over here? A little giant waffle hut, huh? Interesting. Alright, is that our turn? That's our turn. And once we get a little bit more money, definitely going to opt for a more powerful tractor as well. And that may be even more of a reason to try to run around and see if we can find some more collectibles as well, because we're going to need to do some. Yeah, I could have just went there, actually. We're going to need to work on getting some more equipment and better equipment with a few more horsepowers. But typically, when you're doing a start from scratch, you know, working contracts is how you get there. But when you're doing the farming, you know, you can work through the contracts a little more quickly depending on the type of contracts. But, you know, especially with the fertilization contracts, you know, those are gold for gradually working your farm up, you know, and making money so that you can build your farm up quickly. On the logging side of things, there's not a lot of quickly. So definitely gonna have to see how that goes. Okay, make sure we didn't make a wrong turn here. We were about to. Oh, and this map has a lot of inclines and hills and stuff, so a lot of your equipment is going to be put to the test. Alright, so now we're back at the site, and we have our hauling setup ready to go. So now we just need to go to our front loader, a wheel loader, a telehandler, excuse me. You get it right one time or another, and we got to drive it out so it can be on site. And thankfully it's a much faster vehicle, so just gotta get it pointed in the right direction and we can get on it now. Alright. Alright, let's safety first. Let's turn on our beacon, which I forgot to do with the tractor. Alright. Now this is more a normal-ish type of speed. So we should be able to kind of zoom on over here to the work site in a short amount of time, and then we can deal with whatever issues we might run into when we try to load the logs on that tractor setup. Hopefully with what I got in mind, it should work a little bit better. But we'll see here momentarily. And I know everybody has their own different ways for working, doing their logging, but I'm going to show you the way that worked for me, at least in 19. And hopefully this still carries over to 22. So I did do a little bit of logging in 19. Now I didn't get super heavy duty with it, but I did do a little bit. And so I did develop some skills and techniques for, you know, at least as far as what things work best for me. But of course that was in 19 and not in 22. The only thing I've done in 22 as far as logging is concerned was, you know, cut down a few trees, and like I talked about in my Elm Creek series, which you could watch on my YouTube channel, was due to when the game first released, all of the bugs associated with logging got me quickly discouraged with even trying to do anything related to logging or cutting trees as far as that's concerned when 22 first came out. A lot of those things have since been improved and corrected, you know, with different patches and game updates, so I just never got back into, you know, doing any logging after the game was updated until now. So everything you're going to see me getting to now, we're going to be, oops, didn't mean to take out the road sign there. But everything we're going to be doing now, we're going to be learning and going through it together. And this is my reintroduction to logging and Farming Simulator 22. You're gonna go through it with me here live during this series. I don't really have a hardcore plan yet on how many episodes this series is going to be, but it's probably going to run a little long because, as I was pointing out earlier, when you're trying to build your farm up and basically starting from scratch, it takes a little time. And if you're building your farm and start from scratch with using logging instead of farming, it's going to take even more time. Because at least with farming, you know, you could have like different fertilizer contracts and things like that you can flip quickly. With this logging map, there's certain things that you're not going to be able to do quickly. Quickly and logging don't work together in the same sentence. At least not without cheating. Alright, we're almost back at the site. And something I totally just didn't realize here as I'm looking at the time here and the game time, it's what it made me think about it now is I'm looking like, why is it starting to, the colors are getting dark, and I just realized what time of day it is, and I totally missed that. Should have rolled over to the next day before we even started what I'm doing today. Alright, so here we go. Let's open. Right. Alright. There's a claw. That. Alright, let me get in position here. And the way I typically did this in 19 was I gravelled the log about center mass, like so. Alright, we're not getting under it though. That's the problem today. The forks are not going under the logs. Son of a gun. Alright. Alright. There's more than one way to skin a cat. The other way that we did them was like this. You just kind of drive up. There we go. And then you close. Close them out. And you feed the baby. Alright, so and eventually she'll fall into place. There we go. And so we're gonna lift the log over the fork and back up a little bit. Make sure we get it right in place. And lift up. Okay. It's a little more difficult than I usually do, but that's because I'm out of practice. Alright. Open. There we go. Alright, we got our first log on. Let's see if I can grab this one off of the tractor here. Sorry about that, old friend. Okay, not gonna be able to come in that way, so I gotta come in this way. Alright, we can bring it down and close the jaws. Here we go. Sometimes, you know, especially in 19, the logs would do this funky thing, and kind of clip the jaws of the machinery would kind of clip through the log and then do this little crazy clipping, jumping thing, and the logs were jumping all over the place, and they would just fly off and go all over the place, and it was quite interesting. But we would still, you know, get the job done. Just take a little longer, and you had to be very patient. Alright. But again, with logging, it really is an exercise in patience. And this is just one way to do things. I'm sure there's probably some other neater, maybe even faster ways to do it. But I guess it all depends on your skills. Alright, let's see if I can do this number now. This is going to be a challenge, but we're going to give it a go. See if we can grab multiples. Nope. Did not get it to go that time, but I think we can do it. Just don't want to press it, I guess. Alright. It's an ideal situation. You like to get 3 logs on the bottom row straight up and down. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that, but that's what I'm shooting for. Alright, there we go. They're not pretty, but that's 3. Alright, well, this is the whole show, folks. Let's see. No, we don't want to do that. We want to do this. Come on, baby. Work with me. And they definitely have improved there have been some significant improvements between 19 and 22, because in 19, the claw would have definitely been clipping through the log, and logs would have been jumping off the claw, and all sorts of crazy little stuff that used to happen in 19 that I haven't seen happen yet so far, so that's a good thing already. Alright, I need to extend this. There we go. Now that's new. There's some kind of collision there, but I can't see what it is. Alright. Well, we're making progress, so I can't argue with that. And this is certainly faster than I could do using that claw on the other piece of equipment there. Because like I said, I'm actually not that horrible at controlling that, but it's just super awkward and very time consuming to do so. That's really where if you have a side panel or something like that, that would come in handy when you're operating that kind of equipment for sure. Alright, we did get 2 on there. Uh-oh. No! Oh, that was close. That was almost a complete disaster. But boys and girls, we're not out of the woods yet. Alright. That didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do, but we are not going to mess with it. try to see if we can move some of these logs around. Try to get some better results. We are not. Maybe I'm gonna stack some more on there. They will do what they're supposed to. Let's see. Let's continue. And I gotta be mindful of the time today because we're gonna soon run out of daylight hours here, and I'm not gonna be able to see what I'm doing because I didn't check the time before we started this contracts. Alright, we got 2 on there again. I'm pressing my luck. Alright. And there she blows. Alright, she fell into place. Yes! I didn't think she was gonna do that. Oh, I just need to adjust just a little bit more slightly. Come on. Just fall into place a little bit more. Alright. Is that all we're gonna get that load? And we're doing a chance trying to throw another one on there. They're not pretty. Still got, yes. I don't want to. Alright, we're gonna go rocket that. Let's strap it all down. Yeah. Now might be a good time for a screenshot, so let's because we're about to run out of light. Yeah, let's do a screenshot right here. So let's go to hide the help window. And we want to go to Y, screenshot, save. That's probably our bad screenshot because the subject wasn't centered. But we'll make it work. Alright. So where are we dropping these logs off at? Southern Sawmill. Where is the Southern Sawmill? Which mill is the Southern Sawmill? How do it know? How do I know which sawmill is the Southern Sawmill? Is there like something that tells me which one is the Southern Sawmill? I don't see any indicator anywhere. Are you this? Yes, Waffle Hut. Okay, great, great, great. Flooring factory. Sunny. Well, south would be towards the bottom of the map, so the southern sawmill's got to be somewhere here, over here. Silverrun Market, Boatyard. Is that the southern sawmill? That's a sawmill. All right. Mine shaft. Well, it would be helpful if we know which. Okay, that's container warehouse. That's an old sawmill. So it looks like our destination is here. We're about to find out. And if it's wrong, that's going to be bad. Alright, so we're taking our first load of logs to what we believe to be Southern Sawmill. Really, traffic? You're just gonna run into me like that, dude. No, that's not the direction we need to be going. We need to be going the opposite of this. And this is gonna be interesting because we gotta skate uphill. And does the tractor have enough juice to skate uphill? It's about to get dark on us, so what I'm probably going to have to do is just take the hit on this lease equipment and rent it multiple days, because I didn't realize what time of day it was when we started this. So we're just going to have to advance the day to the next day so we have more daylight hours in which to work, and you can see, you and I can all see things better and go ahead and get this stuff done. So we're probably just going to drop off this one load just to kind of test things out, but hopefully make sure we're doing this right. And then we're going to go ahead and wait overnight and then jump back on task first thing in the morning. And there's old Waffle Hut. And so we're going to take this first load to the southern sawmill. It's just both of these log transport contracts are at the same location, I probably shot myself in the foot by taking two of them at the same time, because now when I drop these logs off, I don't know which one of the two contracts the game is going to start counting first. And since one has more logs than the other one, if it picks the larger one first, then I won't be able to finish both of these contracts until I've started working on the second one. So that's a bad move on my part. So, and as the saying goes, sometimes you play stupid games, you play stupid games, you pay stupid taxes, and that's one of those scenarios for me right there that I probably did in my haste to trying to pick up a few different things at one time. But you know, I wasn't really thinking it out. You know, just trying to hurry up and get a few things done as quickly as possible, in the interest of, you know, getting this series moving along, you know. Alright. So I feel like we got something accomplished tonight. And this, like I said again, this is a great looking map. I really like it. Yeah, it's really getting dark on us here, so. Now, what I'm not 100% on as well, here, is exactly where do we drop off the logs at. Alright, before I do anything else, let's see. Hold on here. Game settings, time scale, interactive zone mark, info trigger. I need those on. I have to turn info triggers on. Alright. Well, we'll have to find out the hard way. Alright, hopefully this is the spot. Alright. %61% completed. Alright. So that's the right spot. Cool beans. So if we look at the contracts, they did pick the lesser of the two first. So we lucked out on that. So we're just going to drive back up to the work site, and grab the second set of logs. And let's see if we can go ahead and get at least one of these contracts done. So that's next up. And I know I said I don't like doing stuff at night because the night videos don't come through as well on YouTube and other platforms when you're going back and viewing them. Because even with the lights on and everything, they still come off as being pretty dark. so that's why I don't do a lot of night stuff on my lives or any of my recorded content as far as that matter is concerned. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drive the tractor to the site. We're going to go ahead and rest and roll over to the next day, and then we're going to jump back into it just so we can have a better view of what's happening, and hopefully that won't mess up the partially completed contract that we already have here. But this is pretty cool. Look at all the lights on the bridge. I really like that. That's a nice touch. If you look around, you see the colors, you see the contrast on the water. Look there at the sunset. Light from the sunset reflects on the water over to your left. That's pretty good stuff there. Alright, so we're going back uphill, back to the site. As you can see here in the forest where there's no lighting and everything, it gets pretty dark. Now, there is another mod that I could use here that's a standalone generator trailer with lights that would be probably really cool for some night logging videos. I might look at running that, but I have to do some testing to see how good or bad that looks and how it comes through on the stream, because when you lower the video quality like you have to for some of the uploading on some of these platforms such as Twitch and YouTube and different things like that, because I'm not at this point in time recording in true 4K or really even 1080p. So when you lower the resolution, this stuff can get really hard to see, especially these night videos. So we have to do some testing with that. All right, we're almost about to make it to the site. Almost. And as you see, it's getting pretty dark now, so we're just gonna have to move on, get back into daylight hours before we do that much more right now. Alright, here we are. And we're gonna just park you over to the side, like so. And let's hop back over to the farmhouse. And let's go Betty bye-bye. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna sleep. Alright, we took a $267 hit on leasing for an additional day. But we'll take that one with pride, because at least now we can see. Alright, so let's get back to work. We got one more load here, and then we can go ahead and finish our first contract. Alright, that's the first log on the second load. Alright, let's keep it going. And like I say, I'm a little bit out of practice. Once I get back into practice, I used to really kind of laze along with doing what I'm doing now, with picking up these logs and moving them around. Alright. So here we go. That's candidate number 2. Alright. And they don't have to be super pretty. Uh-oh. They don't have to be pretty, they just have to be on the trailer. Yeah, the physics of the clamps, log clamps, and some of this equipment has definitely been improved from 19, because the forks would have been flipping all over the place, logs would have been flying through the air, and all sorts of little crazy stuff. Used to happen in 19. And even with all of that, it was pretty successful with logging. We got 2 more to go. Alright. When I get my skills back and I get really fancy, we're going to be grabbing 2 or 3 logs at one time, but I'm not quite back there yet, but we're getting there. Alright. My logs are just kind of fall into place for the most part by themselves, so you know I don't have to do that much once they're on a trailer. But if they don't, you let the logs do what they want to do. It has to be kind of the same thing in real life, because the logs are super heavy, and if they want to roll this way or roll that way, you do what you can to try to influence their behavior, but wherever they want to go naturally, you just let them do that. Alright, there we go. So that's that whole load. So we got it under control. I love it. The plan comes together. So I just need to strap them down. If we can get my straps here, they are whoopsie daisy. Can we get in there and get to our straps? That might be. There we go. All right. We still cooking. Okay. Let's go. Once again, we're gonna have to try to skate uphill. As the saying goes, we're gonna have to skate uphill. Hopefully this last little portion of logs should satisfy our first contract. And then we can move on to the second one. And then we'll see about working on that deadwood contract. Like it seems like a common issue with a lot of these contracts, though, is going to be just the amount of time it takes to get your equipment to the location before you can even get started on the contract work itself. And definitely, once I get a little bit of money here, a little bit more money, I'm going to trade this old Volvo in for something a little bit with a little bit more horsepower, at least a little more punch to it. This is great for a basic starter tractor, but this is more a tractor for the smaller tasks. But for you're going to be doing log hauling and all of that kind of stuff, long distances, you need something with a little more punch to it, in my humble opinion. Although for a starter piece of equipment, it does serve it, it does fit the bill. There's definitely a lot of different aspects of this expansion that I've been wanting to test out and want to get into, and we hopefully will be able to cover on this live. Just for some of the things, because I've never experienced them before, and I don't want to totally like mess up while on completely, at least while I'm on a live. I will test some things out off camera before I try to do them on or at least during the live stream series, just to make sure I'm, at least a little bit familiar with these different things. And also, some from watching other YouTubers, because there's multiple ways of doing things, and just have to find the ways that work best for you. And I just want to make sure, for some of these things that we are able to do on this map, that I understand how they work and I can do them in a way that works best for me. And if you're tuned in, hopefully you'll pick up something from me, or maybe from some of the other YouTubers and Twitch gamers and everything like that, and find out what works best for you. The cool thing about a game like Farming Simulator 22, which is basically a sandbox type game, is there are many different ways you can play the game to, and you do whatever works best, techniques for you to accomplish the task in the game that you want to accomplish. And above all, have fun. Because if you're not having fun doing what you do, and like I always say in my videos, then what are you doing? Alright, so let's go ahead and loosen those straps. And let's get these logs knocked out. Alright. And we finished our first contract. That's awesome. And we actually got a few dollars for the sold wood. I don't know what that's from per se, but we'll take those few dollars as well. So let's go look at our contracts. And we have completed Farmland 25, so we'll go ahead and collect that $7,150 prize there. And look what else showed up. We have a few new contracts that we can work on doing. So you can see as well, we have 2 rock removals. I'm not gonna pick any of these up right now. We also have a harvesting contract, so we can do some traditional farming. And again, I'm not gonna pick that up yet until I see what progress we can make on these other 2 contracts. But so let's do that first. But now that we have a rock removal, and I have not done any of that in Farming Simulator ever, so we definitely want to pick up at least one of those 2 and see and experience that for the first time. We may just have to save that for another episode. Tonight's episode is just going to be basically doing the tree hauling, and last week we did the deadwood removal, so I think next week, yeah, we'll do one of the rock crushing contracts. And that way, in the first 3 episodes, I'll have shown you at least one of the 3 different types of contracts that are new to Farming Simulator players as part of the Farming Simulator 22 Platinum Expansion Pack. See, that deer didn't want to get out of the way. He was trying to be roadkill for real there. Okay, so we're on our way back to this. Wait a minute, I just had a brain malfunction. Just occurred to me that we completed that contract, so we don't need to be going back to the previous site. We need to be going to the new site. Yipes. The second log removal site, log hauling site, is in entirely opposite direction. Yipes. Alright. I can't turn around on the bridge. So I gotta drive across the bridge, turn around, go back the other direction. Figure out the fastest route to this second site here. My apologies for the brain malfunction. I wish that one would have hit me sooner. Would have saved a few minutes at least. But again, you know, that's all part of the learning process. This is a brand new map, so you know, as far as like navigating around it, no clue. I'm learning as I go here, and you're learning with me. So there's going to be some mistakes made until we get it down and get a little more familiar with the map. But I'm also wondering here now with all those stacks of logs that you see over here at the sawmill, are those display logs, or can we actually grab those logs and use those logs? Alright, let's take a look. Where are we at in relation to where we need to be? Alright, so probably the best route will be to take this main highway all the way up, and that's probably to get to both the Deadwood site and the log hauling site. So stay on the main roads, because when you start getting on the little dirt roads and side roads, it's easy to get a little mixed up. So let's make sure we're all the way down here. Let's see. Is it past the roller coaster? I think that I'm turning in the right direction. I hope I am. Yeah. So once again, we're having to skate uphill. And a little kids park over there. That's nice. A picnic area. Okay, it looks like we're coming up now. We're getting close to the Deadwood site. But I'm going to do the log hauling first, and then we'll come back and do the Deadwood site. So the Deadwood contract and the Deadwood site is over to my left. Because we still got to go grab the telehandler and drive the telehandler over to this log hauling site as well. And since this log haul is also to the southern sawmill, it's going to take me a minute to drive from this site to the southern sawmill too. You just have to be mindful of that as well. Okay, there's a spot. So we're going to park right there. It's a Volvo SM462. I'm going to sell it immediately. And that should net me a little bit of cash. I don't need this. So in fact, let's just go. I didn't even check to see what was on sale, dude. Nothing I need today, I don't think. The Titan Draper would be cool if I had the Colossus, but I don't own the Colossus. The TT, that's not bad for the Colossus 10,000, but that's for sugarcane. That's specialized sugarcane equipment. And the little tether, that's almost 9 meter tether, but don't need that right now. We'll get to that soon though, because I do have some ideas on what I'm going to do as far as the textile production that we're going to need for some of the projects on this map, including the boats. We're about to get into the sheep and wool business in order to create textiles here in a big fashion shortly. I have some ideas on what I want to do there. Alright. But like I said, we want to go ahead and forestry equipment, not lease. Own items, forestry machines. This guy right here. We'll drive it to the shop though, because I think I can get a little bit more money back if I actually drive it to the shop. But I'll spare you guys the details on that. We'll do that off camera. But I'm going to sell that piece of equipment back to the shop and add that money to our balance. We'll use that on some other more useful equipment, at least for me, in this play and how I play. And thankfully, at least this piece of equipment is much faster. So it still takes us a little bit of time to get to the second site, but not as much time as we took with the tractor. Whoa, spun that right on out. So the tires have absolutely no grip, huh? Even though you're on a roadway, it's still behaving like it's iced over. Okay, gotta take a peek. Let's see where we're at. Got a long way to go. This is the other side of that sawmill. Train loading point, I think, is in this section. Okay, once again, we're passing the roller coaster, coming up on our turn here at the gas station. We just want to make a left here. This time, try not to lose control of the vehicle. And now we're going to have to skate uphill. Alright, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, looks like this is probably where we're going to have to end it at tonight. We're coming up on the last few minutes of the stream. Just want to thank you again for your support, for tuning in and being patient with me, because when you're doing a brand new series on a map that you never played on before, you're always going to run into different little things while you're learning. And this map in particular, hey, we're going to be doing a lot of learning. But I appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Continue to tune in and watch, and let me know what you love, what you don't, what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on Bose831 Gaming on all of the major social media platforms, Twitter, Twitch, for however long Twitter lasts. The way some of those things are going over there. Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth. Bose831 Gaming. Check me out. Did I say YouTube? YouTube, of course. Because all of these episodes that I do here live on Twitch, I upload them in their entirety on YouTube. So please check me out. That's the only way we're going to grow, learn, and expand. I do want to, do more content, but I need your support in order to do so. The more I do it, the better I'm going to get, and help me to get there. I appreciate all of you for what you do, for taking the time to tune in, check me out. I hope I can continue to count on your support. Alright, so we've got about 6 minutes here, so let's close it out. See if we can get a few logs on the trailer. Let's see. This is how we do. Alright, that one's a little janky, but we got it. Okay, you just want to drop this one right in there, and if you do it right, we can let her go. Alright, perfecto. Alright. Like this contract, as you can see, requires a few more logs than the other one did, but the payout's a little bit better, so we're definitely going to get it knocked out for sure. I definitely gotta, work on seeing if I can grab a bunch of logs at one time, and if there's maybe better pieces of equipment that I need to practice with and maybe utilize, so I can grab a bunch of logs at one time to kind of speed this up just a little bit. Because doing it one by one is not that big a deal when you, have a small amount of logs, but when you're dealing with a larger amount of logs, that could be an issue. Didn't want to do that. Alright, so we did get that one on there. Let's see if we can grab another one or two. Alright. Playing with fire, I got two. two logs on here. And I think as long as I don't do any crazy sudden moves, we may be able to get away with it. Let's see. Uh-oh, now we got a problem. One log's starting to turn. That's not what we want to see. They're both about to pop off. Alright. We're about to lose both logs. There it is. Now that's what used to happen in 19. We gotta grab them one at a time in order to get the proper behavior from the equipment. Okay, what the heck? Okay, that was most weird. Alright. Alright, that's it. It's time. Time's up. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a great night, and I will catch you on the flip side. Next episode, we'll probably do some rock rushing. So until then, have a great evening, everyone, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks for tuning in.